2003 Kia Rio, 4-door, had four different tires. Okay, so we paid about $1,000 for it. We're gonna make it so it'll go down the road safely. The clutch is gone, so we're gonna put a new clutch in it. I had about 130,000. I think I had about 130 grand. So I already took the wheels off. We're gonna have to pull, and of course we got a wiring problem here. The camera battery was dead, so we got a wiring menagerie. Running that off the power supply there. So pull the wheels. If you can't pull the wheels, you're probably not going to be able to do this. Okay, so if you can't do that stuff, but we're going to be pulling probably this. We'll look at it first. Never actually done one of these. But we're going to have to pull something to let that axle swing. That axle in there, right there, has got to be able to swing free, so we can slide this all back and let that thing swing. We'll probably have to pull for sure the tie rod end off it. Okay, up here I already took the battery out. I'm gonna get this battery tray out. That'll give us a little more room down in there to get to the bolts, which are way in there. There's one way down there. Is the bolt right there, and then they go all the way around up. Underneath here, you got to go by feel. We're gonna have to pull this cross member. There's a cross member down there. Do that from the bottom here. I think we'll leave the motor piece right on the motor and take the member off the chassis. Okay, I'm gonna get this fan out of here. There's a shroud there. We're gonna put a timing belt on it. We're gonna put a new clutch in it. I think we're gonna put a thermostat in it too. So, alright, we'll get down to some of the knuckle busts and tell you what we... Okay, I got the battery charged a little bit on the camera. I got this battery tray out of here. Get this zoomed back. So I broke the top bolts loose. I got 1, 2, it's up under there, you can't see it. 3, 4, 5 of them. And then when we get down in here, okay, I took this cover off the top of the motor. That came way out to, it stuck clear out to here. It was huge. Air breather here. I'm gonna pull this fan out. I got me a little bench because my back can't take this stuff kneeling. And don't forget your liquid wrench. Put some liquid wrench on that. Do it ahead of time. It'll help you out. What the pulley was. It's called a wheel puller, or some kind of an axle press, whatever. Maybe an axle press looks a little different than that, but you got to drive that axle out of there. Okay, so it helps to get somebody else working on it too. That takes the strain off your back. So we're pulling the shifting. We're pulling the clutch stabilizer, bracket, whatever, and that, so we can pull the cable off. We don't want to kink it. We got all the bolts off the diff. We re-jack the motor. We'll go down there and look at it. This seems like a funny gap right there. Timing cover. We're gonna do that later. Here's all the tools we use. Breaker bar. I don't know what you're doing with the wrench.
Wow. I'm just gonna hold it in place.
That, yeah, okay. I always thought swearing at it.
Worked.
So the tools.
I don't know how to get this.
Various tools
Come on.
that it takes. Wheel puller. Yeah, even pliers. You gotta pop the ball joint loose right here. It's up underneath. Right there. Oh, you hurt yourself?
Yeah, but I got it loose.
Yeah, only bleeding? Only bleeding? No broken fingers?
Maybe lost my hand.
Well, I told you that. You gotta watch for that shit. You break your wrist.
Look how loose it is.
Yeah, well, once it went. Did you break it?
Huh?
Did you break it? I broke one down there.
I don't think so, but I think I broke my hand.
Yeah, well, go outside and swear a little bit. Okay, underneath here. Underneath. I'm gonna pull the shifting.
It's just twisting off now, Dad.
I'm gonna find it. Shifting linkage.
Look at this.
right here. I believe you. Turning no problem now. Get it out. Shifting linkage. We got jack. Got a jack under the tranny. One over here in the motor with a block. So we'll drop this down on an angle. There's the wrench. He's wrenching on. Okay. Pull that ball joint. We can pull this axle and get some of the oil out of the tranny. There went that bolt. So, okay, we're looking at the passenger side here. So we had to take the, you can't see nothing here. We had to take the starter loose. That was held on by a bolt. We had to take this bracket out, which had 4 bolts, and that was to get at the starter and 1 more bell housing bolt. So that's a total of about, what, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think there's 11 bolts you got to get on the bottom. And then we took a something like that. That's for an air tool, but it don't matter. It's an old beat up one. And we just wedge that between the axle shaft and the transmission, and you just catch the edge because it will, you'll hit right on the shaft. And it took Michael a while to figure that one out. You put your chisel between here and the transmission casing. Boom, right through there, that way. And wedge it. And if you go straight in, you're going to hit that lip. So it won't help you. We only got about maybe 12 inches of clearance there. A little oil dripping yet from the transmission, but we got it free. We got that broke open. Let's see if we can see the gap. I'm looking from the front. I can see the gap. I don't know if we can see it in the camera. But we're seeing the clutch right there. So we're going to go through and get these bolts right there. I think you can see a bolt on it. Oops. Is that a bolt? Is that one of the bolts? I believe we're looking at a bolt on it, yep. So I think there's probably 6 of them. There's a pin right next to it, so we're going to go down there. We have to roll this thing around by hand. Okay. And then this stuff over here, I'm telling you what, you just beat it. All this, pull this axle out. And I could not get that main bearing out on that wheel. That wheel bearing would not pop. I broke my wheel puller on it. Disc and we're looking at the flywheel here now, if I can get the light. Get the light right. So looking at the flywheel from the top, maybe we can see that, maybe not. Well, it's going to focus. A little wear. So we got to get a flywheel. We'll look at the clutch over here. The clutch parts. This is definitely why it wouldn't go. The disc is right where the rivets come through quite a bit. So we wore on the pressure plate screw about 20 thousandths wore off the face of that. So we can't put it together yet. We got the clutch, but we got to get it going.